Hello, empty bottle again. Welcome back. Today we're going to keep going in our little adventure in Void Sails. We did not recharge our health in the town, so we need to be careful of not dying. And let's head back to this cave area. I feel like this was a place we stopped at on the way in. Maybe it's active now that the people fled from the fort inside. Also, I see some balloons around the side of the mountain here that we can go crack open. Oh, this was the upgrade place. That's right. Okay. I guess we can upgrade the shielding as well, so we don't take as much damage in combat. Although this is just spare batteries. Let's do it anyway. I'm clumsy enough that we'll just take a little bit of extra shielding. Make me feel a little bit better about everything. And I still catch myself holding the go forward button. And saving. Okay. That was another thing that I was concerned about.
When we get to the castle, they will ask questions. Who are you? Where are you going? By the holy light, did you submit the I-94 form? All that bureaucratic nonsense. As annoying as it is, we better not start off on the wrong foot. Something tells me the man in yellow won't appreciate it if we stir up unnecessary trouble. By the way, how did you get to know him? I've worked with the man several times, but I doubt he would hire a ship to help me out.
Well, Sean, you aren't the main character. That'll be us. I don't know why I always tend to go off the beaten path when I play video games. Let's turn around here. There's probably some secrets around the back end there, and some bonus items that we can get or something, but I kind of want to play in the order that... You know, the intended order is a phrase I don't really agree with all the time, but there's the quote-unquote normal, ordinary order that people will do things in, like the simplest straight line, not traveling off the beaten path, and that's kind of the path that I want to stay on here for this first playthrough. We'll still explore, but I don't want to waste too much time. Also, we got our health back, so I don't know if that's a timing thing or if that was because it saved. I didn't notice. This is a cool little building. I wonder what's going on here. Let's find out. Oh, they're selling artifacts. Or they're buying artifacts? I wonder if this becomes more valuable if we have it, if the academy tells us. I didn't know what to, if we identify it, I guess that's the phrase I was looking for. I don't want to sell anything. Okay, so this is just another shop. And that is the other shop there. So off to what I assume is the castle here. It looks very castle-like. Maybe the saving is on a timer. I won't be able to pay enough attention to it to figure it out, I'm sure. Alright. Customs office. Is this where we're gonna get the permit, or should I have had the permit already? I'm not sure. You approach the castle gates, but there don't seem to be any guards, neither next to the gates nor on top of the walls. Next to the entrance is a small door with a customs office sign. As you enter, you're greeted by a small room filled with measurement and weighing equipment and several tables and chairs, all empty except one. Behind it is a young woman in the Imperial officer robe. I really like how all these people are drawn. Very stylized. Greetings. Welcome to the castle of Saint Isidore. My name is Lucia de la Torre, and I am Lieutenant Castellan. Castellan? I'm not sure. How may I be of assistance? She gives you a polite smile, awaiting your response. Let's ask about the castle. Why is it so empty? Feels strange, doesn't it? On a typical day, hundreds of people would be manning the posts and operating the defense towers, but today is not a typical day. Today is the pilgrimage to the shrine of Saint Isidore, the patron of this castle and the surrounding lands. I honestly, like, for me personally, I don't like either of these answers, but we are not our character. Act concerned. She leans forward a bit and continues in a hushed voice. That's what I told the Lord Inquisitor, but he insisted that this time was special and that ceremony would require more people and preparations. It shouldn't be a problem. As the lieutenant, I am sure I can help you with whatever you might require. However, if it's the travel permit you seek, there is an issue. Unfortunately, unauthorized travel within the New World is strictly prohibited based on the truce terms between the Empire and the Old Kingdoms. I would need you to provide a letter of sponsorship from any noble citizen or patron of the capital. Do we have a letter? Is the man in yellow a noble citizen? Or notable? I thought that said noble. It's notable. Oh, cool. So the stuff we did earlier, like we picked apprenticeship. Are we noble? Let's see if we can find out more about this man in yellow. We'll present the letter. She takes a glance at your papers and frowns. The man in yellow, huh? That person may not sound like a reputable source. Give me a minute. I'll need to consult the ledger. She takes your papers and exits the room through the back entrance. A couple of minutes pass. You wonder how massive this ledger must be to take so much time when suddenly a loud bell is heard across the castle. Something's happening outside. You rush back to your ship. Notably without our letter.
Steady, lads. Prepare to engage.
Ooh, enemies.
Remember the drill. Turn. Fire. Repeat. Aim for the sails and the engine pipes. If I see any men cowering, I will throw you overboard myself.
Alright, so we need to go kind of sideways here so that we can fire our cannons. Alright, I wonder if shields stop stuff, like, entirely? Alright, we got one. I will admit I'm not really looking at the cooldowns that much. Alright, let's get our laser going here. Okay, so we do actually need to get, like, their sails, like, directly. Cool.
Down you go! Ha ha ha!
Alright, we took a lot more damage than we needed to there.
That was a proper good fight, Captain. Let's head back to the castle. Miss Stellator has some explaining to do.
I know it looks like I'm terrible aiming, but I feel like there's a little bit of wonkiness to as the ship's turning. I sound like I'm making excuses. I'm just gonna stop. Alright, do we go back to inside the castle, I guess? The lady will be happy that we defended the castle. She's gonna be like, I don't know who this man in yellow is, but you saved us, so here you go. Take your permit. You head back to the customs office. The alarm bells finally stop, but the castle is still on high alert. You can see small groups of people sprinting around the castle walls. Soon after, Lucia bursts through the door. Breathing heavily, she looks like she's been running for quite some time. Apologies, Captain. We could not provide any covering fire, but you managed just fine. Good job dispatching those ships. So where were we? You can see her agitation. The attack on the castle was much of a surprise to her. Yeah, what's up with the attack? Who were they? Honestly, I don't really know. They must be some sort of pirates. However, they knew precisely when the castle was most vulnerable, and their ships were unusual. How so? Their ships look like much more well-maintained than usual, not the rust buckets local scam dares to call a vessel. Local scam? And their strategy, not a single shot fired upon the castle itself, as if they were targeting specifically you. How about that travel permit, huh? Ah yes, of course. I've checked your papers. Usually it won't be enough, but I can't ignore your help defending the castle. She seems reluctant. Perhaps what she's about to do is directly violating the established protocols. Her tone suddenly becomes more ceremonial. Considering your help repelling the attack on St. Isidore Castle, I, Lucia de la Torre, Lieutenant Castellan, I can't say that word, by my authority, commend you for your valiant defense against the enemy. On the Empire's behalf, I grant you free passage through the New World. Sweet. We got 3 uses for our permit. And do we still hang on to the permit after we use it up? I wonder. She smiles and hands over your papers. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have an investigation to conduct. If you wish to leave us, head towards the mountain and turn left. There's a lighthouse nearby. Safe travels, Captain. Oh, I wonder if the lighthouse is how we transfer to a new region. Okay, so to the mountains and make a left. I'm saying it out loud so I don't forget. There's the lighthouse. And there's something to interact with that we haven't seen before.
Seems like we've done what we came for. What did Lucia say? Lighthouse to the left of the mountain?
Good reminder, Sean.
We can head straight there, but we won't be returning. So keep that in mind.
Is there stuff to explore? I'm not going to waste everybody's time by going around the mountain. I really want to, but we'll just go ahead to this point. Road to the city. You leave Cloudshire with a heavy heart. The ambush at the castle was no coincidence. Someone knew you were coming. Caution must guide your steps now. The road ahead will only grow darker. Now you must travel beyond, towards the city, where the man in yellow awaits. If there are answers to be found, they may begin with him. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, if I didn't have a mouse, would this let me do this stuff? No. Okay.
All right, Captain. Let's keep moving. When traveling between the stars, best not stray too far off course. Drifting through the void ain't exactly good for morale. So stick to the waypoints. They'll guide us through, though it'll cost us time and supplies. Every journey will eat into our stockpile, and if that runs dry, the crew's bound to get a bit twitchy.
I kind of want to hear what he has to say before we select something.
We've got enough to make it to the city, as long as we don't take any scenic detours.
Okay, so each one's taking one supply. I thought these were all going to be waypoints with like points of interest. Otherwise I would have just gone the upper route. So we used one more, which is probably not that big a deal, but we used one more than we needed to. Let's go this way. I wonder if this is the same every time, or if it's procedurally generated. Ooh, this is definitely something. Is this like a minefield? Blinking stars. You sit in the captain's chair on the commander's deck, observing the night sky. Myriads of tiny dots create peculiar shapes, guiding you through the vast darkness of empty space. Then suddenly, in the blink of an eye, one of the stars disappears. That's creepy. Look at the spot where the star used to be. I wonder if this is just gonna like enter us into combat, or... I mean, there's only one way to find out. Let's look at it. You observe the spot. For some time nothing happens, but then you notice. One more star disappears from view, and then another, and another. The cascading effect of the whole section of cosmos just ceases to exist. It feels unreal. The magnitude of the event starts to press on your nerves. I wonder if there's something getting closer to us, or if the stars are actually like going out. Test of knowledge. Let's try. 43, so almost 50-50. Nope, we failed. What happens now? A space phenomenon? A dream or hallucination? Something connected to the veil? You don't know what it can be. Your mind is rushing through possible explanations. Overwhelmed, you shut your eyes, trying to shield your mind to chase the thought away. Gradually, you calm down. When you open your eyes, all the stars seem to be in place. All except one. Oh, so we take a permanent hit when we fail as well. Okay. Later, when checking the charts, one detail comes to light. The star you saw disappearing was never there in the first place. You spent some time studying the maps of constellations, but you can't find any mentions of it, except a small piece of paper hidden between the pages. On it is a peculiar depiction of a star. Drawing of a star, unknown. Visit the academy to learn the artifact's power. Cool, so we picked up an item. It's kind of neat. We'll see what that is later, hopefully. I'm intrigued. It doesn't really matter which way we go, I guess. I do want to pass through this, though. Alright, I think we want to pass through this. Where does this go? Yeah, let's check this one out. The lighthouse. You see a beam of light in the distance that differs from the stars in the sky. You've noticed it several days before, but as you get closer, you can finally see its source. A lighthouse stands on a floating rock. It allows nearby ships to navigate safely in the vastness of space. You land and set foot ashore, and you see a strange woman. She awaits your approach. Dude, she looks sick. That's a cool character design. I like that a lot. Welcome, Captain. You've arrived just on time. I hope the journey so far has not been too troublesome for you. On time? Yes, among other things as well. Almost too predictable. But that's a good thing. It means everything's going as planned. I'm gonna act skeptical. I was told all about you, by the gentle shimmering of the stars, by the soft breeze of the void. Your every move carries you along the path. Your every action creates ripples on the surface of the water. I'm definitely not concerned by her. I kind of get the friendly vibe. What would you like me to tell you? The past won't help you much. It may confuse you. The future? Know that once I do, there won't be much there won't be much you can do to change it. Let's ask about the future anyway. She closes her eyes for a moment. Let's see, perhaps this will work. She opens her eyes again. The light of her lamp goes dim for a moment, intensifying the brightness of her eyes. A cry will echo, rising from the depths. One will hear it, too curious to turn away, too arrogant to flee. The unnatural glimmer of her eyes softens, the lamp shines bright. Now the future is set. All that is left is for you to find it. Act suspicious. The Lighthouse Keeper. The exact definition would be inconsequential and thus meaningless. You can call me the Lighthouse Keeper. Feel free to stay at my home and rest a bit. Prolonged starfaring subjects your mind to, let's say, stress. We shall meet again soon. Before you can ask anything else, she's already gone. You stand alone at the pier, the lighthouse illuminating the space around. Cool. Onward. I like that we can't really look ahead. Let's check this out too. It looks like we got a couple, I don't know if we can call them capsized if we're in like 3D space, but maybe there's some people we can pick up. Ship's graveyard. You pass by a group of ships. They drift across the empty void, all damaged, broken, and tangled together. In the clutter, you can see a massive ship of the line. A gaping hole in its hull exposes the bowels. Well, let's find out what's going on. Maybe there's like a space kraken. The ship is enormous, a behemoth of a combat vessel, compensating for size for what it lacks in technology. Judging by the outdated design and the banners you see inside, it must have belonged to one of the old kingdoms, a fractured group of royal families opposing the masked prophet. You search through the ship. Not much is left. It must have already been looted multiple times. What worries you is a strange sound coming deep from within the ship. Sounds like some wailing. Oh, that's cool. Venture deeper into the ship, or you have no choice. Something prevents you from leaving. I guess we're just gonna give in to the call of whatever it is. You go deeper into the ship, submerging yourself in the endless corridors, a tangled mess of semi-destroyed passages. With each step, the sound grows louder. Finally, you reach the door leading to the engine room. Behind it must be the solar core, the heart of the ship. You open it and step inside. Inside, a horrifying scene is unveiled. The solar core, which should have been dead for a long time, is active and radiates with energy. On its surface, you can see the twisted faces of the crew members. Fused into the core, they are thrashing around, screaming in agony. This is wrong. You want to get out immediately. Let's approach the core, just because it sounds like a lot of fun. And I guess we can use... This sounds like an important one, honestly. Let's use our gloves. 80% shot. Here we go. Success. You muster your courage and get closer to the core. When the core's casing was damaged, it affected the engineering crew. The core sucked them up close, trapping them in this state, now feeding off their torment. What remains is of the casing are wooden splinters inscribed with incantations necessary to confine the core's powers. Alright, we got a new item. One of the bands around the core. There isn't much you can do about it. It's too dangerous to disable. The core is unstable. This sounds very risky, but I think we should, in a moral sense, try to set these souls free. You bring some powder kegs over and place them around the core. Back to your ship, you sail at a safe distance and fire at the remnant. A well-placed shot reaches the engine room, detonating the powder. Despite the distance, the shockwave rocks your ship. Along with the heat, it carries over quite a sound. It almost sounds like a brief sigh of relief. That's cool writing, I like that a lot. And we didn't take damage or anything. Excellent. What an awesome, project this game is. I wish I could work on something like this someday. Maybe I will. Ambush. As your ship passes between the asteroids, you suddenly notice a couple of sloops and massive gunship approaching. They fly under the colors of the Inquisition and signal you to stop your vessel. I wonder if they attack us if we stop, or if they attack us if we don't stop. There's only one way to find out. Let us... See, I don't know anything about the lore of this world. Is the Inquisition bad? Let's stop and see what they want. Oh, he looks friendly. His gun just sitting there in his holster. You slow down and wait for the ships to approach. A large man can be seen standing on the gunship's deck. You there. Captain Riggs is speaking. Surrender immediately. This is a restricted sector. I don't think he's gonna appreciate our travel permit. Let's do the perception check. I don't think the travel permit's gonna... He's just gonna say, oh, well, it doesn't go around here or whatever. Alright, we're definitely taking a chance here. Success. This may give us a little edge in the battle that's gonna happen. Okay, so what we notice is that it's not the ship, it's the crew. The ragged appearance doesn't fit the gunship. No uniforms, no Inquisition insignias, just weary, battered men. Something doesn't add up. Captain Riggs looks impatient. The gunship is slowly approaching your position. I guess we can confront him. You see Captain Riggs turning to his crew, rather. Damn it, I told you bilge rats to clean up a bit. But no, it'll be alright, Cap. There's nothing to worry about, Cap. Oh, sorry, let me reread that. Damn it, I told you Bilger has to clean up a bit. But no, it'll be alright, Cap. There's nothing to worry about, Cap. Next time I'll scrape your backs with my cleaver. It doesn't matter. Never liked all that sneaky approach anyway. So Cap, back to you. Any last words before I blow you up straight to Corona Borealis? Who ordered this ambush? Some very important... Okay, so we are being targeted. Some very important people. They even gave me this fine ship to get the job done right. His grin widens. You must be a big fish, Captain. But big or small, I got them all the same. He raises his cleaver and points towards you. Boys, open fire. Battle stations, boys. Let's go. See if we can get the first salvo off. Might be a little too far. Shoot. I don't know if those are gonna land. I right click for shields instead of hitting Q. Alright, well, we got one down. That's a lot of cannonballs. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we can actually maneuver pretty well. Although I can't see now. Alright, so we just have to get all the sails. Can we get them though? Are we taking damage? Is there another ship I didn't see? Oh, I ran out of health, didn't I? We got downed. What happens now? Did it just revert us to the save point? Okay, so we're back at the lighthouse, which means we probably never got the band that we got from the core. I don't know if we can check our inventory or not. Alright, let's... No, is this saved before or after the lighthouse? I wonder if the ship graveyard will be the same. That's a good way to learn. We'll do this real quick. And pass by the group of ships. Explore. Go deeper, not by choice. I'm gonna try to make the same decisions if I can remember what we did. We get to the core that's trapped the engineering crew. I don't remember. Yeah, we used the gloves. Critical success. This is better than last time. Although it's probably the same thing. You get closer. The core suck them up. For what remains, we get the runic splinters. Our resolve goes up. And now we are going to try to set explosives. Alright, so that went the same. Except that we got a critical success and our resolve went up, I guess. So let's try this again, and I will try not to explode to the ambush. And I guess we'll see. I mean, I know the travel permit's not going to do anything, but... Hey, Captain Riggs, how are you? Look at my fancy travel permit. Haha, nice try. Do you know how many forgeries I've seen? Hell, I've used one myself. Last chance, Captain. Shut down your engines and prepare to be boarded. Let's fight. Now that's more to my liking. Was not expecting you to let me board anyway. See, boys? I told you we'd get to have some fun. So, Cap, back to you. Any last words? Who ordered the ambush? Some very important people. Open fire. Here we go. Alright, let's see if we can take out one of the small ships first. I just don't really know the range yet on this. I think I got some of it there. Alright, one down. I missed by a mile there. Alright, that one's down. Ouch. We just took a bunch of hits there. I'm actually still getting used to the buttons here. Not really doing what I'm trying to do every time. Oh, that was almost a direct hit to the face. Wow, that was a big salvo of cannonballs. Alright, I'm just trying to hold the shield while the cannonballs are coming in, which is obviously what we're supposed to be doing. Oh, shoot. Is that what happened to us before? Did I just ram into a rock like a dummy? I may have. Alright. Coming around to port. Starboard, rather. Left to starboard. I know this. Can't talk about fishing with my dad and then get starboard and port wrong. How embarrassing. I know, not really, but it's fine. What part of the ship do I need to be hitting, or is it just like an HP thing? Ouch. I'm also giving them free shots, like, by going to their other side. Because all these cannons are, like, loaded up and ready to go. They don't have to recharge as much, probably. Alright, let's try to get him with the lasers here. Oh, I can actually destroy their cannons themselves. That's fantastic. Alright. Now what? This is like a NES Contra boss. Alright, so I guess I need to get around to the other side and maybe either disable their engines or just kill all of the turrets. Alright, sweet. 25 gold. Oh, there's an exit point back there. Alright, I'm proud of us. We did it. I'm sure it's pretty easy, but I'm absolutely not good at video games. I can admit that. Alright. With the threat dealt with, you can continue your journey. Only the final stretch left. However, as the enemy gunship crumbled, you saw a small rescue boat dashing away towards the city. Perhaps this is not the last time you hear of the captain of that ship. Alright, I look forward to meeting Riggs again next time. I just wanted to get to a point where I can save. I'm just going to tack this right on to the end of the video. Onwards. The city. At last, you reach the city. The beating heart of humanity in this corner of the stars. Somewhere within waits the man in yellow. You must find him and uncover the truth behind your father's disappearance. I think that that's a good stopping point for this episode. I will continue more very shortly. And yeah, I'm very much enjoying this, and I hope you are too. Thanks for hanging out. I'm Empty Bottle. I'll see you next time.